Disaster in the desert. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. We're just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Who's ready to do a little moto? Whistle-blowing overseas disaster in the desert. World Supercross, I have to say, I just got done watching pretty much the whole coverage of it. A lot to unpackage as we read between the lines and look between the ruts. We got some stuff for sure. Let's start with number one, the television package. Did you notice? I feel bad for these guys. There was a lot of dead spots in the broadcast. And that's probably those dead spots you saw were places that were originally slated for advertising. But I don't know if all our advertisers were there. I think some pulled out. Now, maybe depending on where it was being broadcast, that while you were seeing dead space, someone else was seeing a commercial. But we don't know. We just don't know. And the stands were virtually half empty, but we could tell they spread people up to make it look like there were more people in the stands. So there was that right there. But other than that, I'm trying to blow holes through that. I actually was slightly more entertained with this race than I was with a lot of the American Supercrosses. Now, first of all, most of us in the industry itself thought, it's going to be the Kenny show.
Watch out, Kickstart Kenny coming through. This sucks. Walty, I hate this place. Get me back on a plane. I want out of here. This is the worst race in the world.
It's going to be a Kenny exhibition race because that's basically what you got is the guy's clearly faster than anybody else out there. But when you send somebody overseas into a foreign environment in a really tricky track, anything can happen. Back row start for Kenny boy. So I actually loved this. I thought it was a lot funner watching this race had I just seen Kenny get a start, check out, and win every single main. And I like the three mains. The three mains make this thing so much more interesting. They got to bring back more triple crowns, if not follow the same type of format as World. But the other thing that I thought was kind of interesting is our broadcast team. We lost Ralph and Jeff.
Hey guys, it's Fro. Jump over to my Instagram account so you can see how I got rug pulled and I'll no longer be doing World Supercross.
What happened? Do any of you guys know? Leave it in the comments below. I know I saw recently Emig say he wasn't going to be over there. And it was kind of interesting to me. Something clearly happened. My guess is the price tag they initially offered Ralph and Jeff was no longer possible. They had to break their contract. Now, the good news for us, I believe Grant Langston is the top-notch color commentator.
Hey, what's up, Walty? It's GL. I wanted to bring Travis and the Dunge with me and wear my Hall of Fame jacket, but they said no.
I don't think we've ever had anybody as good. The only thing about Grant is he might not look as polished and sharp, but he's so authentic in his broadcasting and very seamless as he does it, pretty well spoken. I think Grant Langston is a huge asset to the sport. I'm really bummed that over here in America, they didn't keep him around because they should have, because clearly the dude's got more talent in his pinky finger than Ricky does when it comes to color commentating.
Hey everybody, it's Ricky Carmichael, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. SMX, triumph!
At any level. Number three, and the most important of all the action, the racing. So here we got Savatgy comes out of nowhere to win the Knights overall. Didn't feel like it though, did it? Didn't feel like Savatgy did much. For me, you know who the winner was I saw out there was Dino.
Cheers, mates. I'm going to be paying back Vince Freeze, so watch out. In the meantime, I'm over here getting my Middle Eastern on.
Dino, the seasoned veteran, looked pretty good. And, when he looked good. He was always in a position to be up front. He was battling. He was fighting. And, that brings us around to Vince Freeze. This guy clearly cannot change.
Watch out, guys. It's Vince Freeze, and I got some whiskey throttle coming through, ready to take people out.
Nor does he want to. Now, the way I know a lot of people are upset, Vince Freeze. And I get it. If I was a racer,
I'm like, dude, I hate this guy. Can we get him out of here?
But as a fan, we almost need him out there. But what we saw out of Vince Freeze is a guy that's not fast enough to win, but finds himself up front and wants to win. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to win. But the reality is most riders check up and let people by because they know the other guy's faster. But Vince Friese can't bring himself to do that. So what you saw tonight is a guy that's not fast enough to win, but wants to win, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to do it. And hats off to the guy. Now, when we got to the podium of this whole mess, and they started with Savacci. Savacci's like, I can't, Vince Friese, he's always riding dirty. We have respect. Vince Friese, what? We had all that. Then Dino, the same thing. He's like, dude, this is crazy. Like Vince and this and that and this and the other. Here's what happened. Then Friese gets interviewed, and he's set, and because Dino kind of did him a solid. He almost was like, I was just talking to this guy, and like, dude, you're kind of toughening me up out there. Like, he was actually being cool to Vince. And then Vince couldn't accept that, could he? You know what he does? He's like,
Yeah, Dean over here is kind of a crybaby, kind of a softy.
And I just saw Dean like, oh my God. So fireworks are going to fly for sure. But Vince Friese doesn't care. He's like, bring it on. But at some point, we will see Vince Friese get put down and put down hard. Now, a couple guys took some stabs at him. But again, you're racing for position. So are you really going to go for broke, a full-blown takeout, or just bump the guy and see what happens? Pretty crazy stuff. But in final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy who wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested. World Supercross, welcome to the swimming pool. Not a bad job. I found it kind of entertaining. It was like the best race and the worst race all wrapped up into one. We'll have to wait and see how the next one shakes out. In the meantime, Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. I'll see you on the next video.